What you need in the building. How's everybody doing? I am What You Need. You're watching my channel. If you like what you've seen, you can like, share, subscribe, and if you do wish, you can also donate via PayPal. The link is in the description. We're talking about in the aftermath of Haney versus Garcia. I hope that the younger fighters, particularly the younger champions, the younger fighters in boxing will do like Devin Haney and Ron Garcia, because see, you never know what the outcome can be. Glorious boxing. Boxing is a glorious sport, and you never know what the outcome can be in boxing, you know? So don't be afraid to test yourself, because that's what makes boxing exciting. The fights. And Devin Haney versus Ron Garcia was a very exciting fight. Very exciting fight. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm not going to stay very long on this stream, and I didn't actually put out the stream for other people to see, so let me go and put it out. But suffice it to say that boxing is a glorious sport. I really enjoyed seeing the drama unfold in the fight, because Ryan Garcia was behind on the scorecards, obviously, and then he got the first knockdown, and that pulled him back a bit. The second knockdown pulled him back even more, and then the third knockdown, pretty much sealed the deal on him winning the fight, even though, as I said before, this was a close fight. Now, I hear a lot of people talking about, sensationalizing it and saying Ryan Garcia obliterated Devin Haney, and you're going to get those headlines because people don't like Devin Haney. And Ryan Garcia happens to be a whitish looking dude. Devin's black. So they'll even sensationalize it even more. And they'll, you know how racism is. They'll ignore that Ryan Garcia came 3 pounds overweight, but that doesn't matter to me, because Devin Haney, and they allowed him to do so. And as a result of that, we got this great fight. All right. Which I do think those guys will rematch each other at some point. If they don't rematch each other immediately with an immediate rematch, if Ryan Garcia gives Devin Haney an immediate rematch, that would be cool. But even if they don't get an immediate rematch, these two guys' paths are going to cross again, for sure. But because Ryan Garcia took that risk, Sabrina Mateus turned down, Teofimo Lopez balked at, Gervonta Tank Davis ducked, Shakur Stevenson dropped the opportunity. Because Ryan Garcia took that opportunity, I'm so happy that he actually was able to win. You know what I'm saying? Because Devin Haney's still a very fair guy. Now I'm hearing all kinds of stupidness. Oh, the Devin Haney era, it looks like it's over before it started, and all kinds of stuff. They're throwing a lot of jabs at Devin, but Devin did everything right. Devin gave you guys this fight, this same fight. And Ryan Garcia ducked him the first time and went fighting Rolly Romero. Then he came back and he took the fight. And Ryan Garcia didn't want Devin Haney. He didn't want to fight Devin Haney. But they formulated a game plan. Floyd Mayweather, Bernard Hopkins, they came together and they formulated a game plan for Devin Haney to trick him into fighting a different kind of fight than what he normally fights. And as a result, that's how they got the win. It was more up here than it was the potential. Devin Haney's a much better fighter than Ryan Garcia. We all know this. So they had to trick him. And that's what they used, deception. And they used deception to get the weight advantage. And again, I said that Ryan Garcia needed every single advantage. The only thing he didn't do was fight dirty. He did use his weight and size, but he didn't fight dirty, which was quite impressive. So he actually beat Devin Haney fair and square, even though he was a welterweight, on the scales, and Devin Haney was a junior welterweight. Basically, you're talking about a junior welterweight fighting a welterweight. That was not agreed upon. All right. So that was a little treachery. That was a little dirty move that they made last minute. Okay. You remember, you have to deal with punch resistance. So if I know I'm trained for somebody who we're on a different playing field, I thought this was going to be a junior welterweight fight. It becomes a welterweight fight, right? That fight moved from being a junior welterweight fight to a welterweight fight. So basically, Devin was the small welterweight and Ryan was the big welterweight, because Ryan was training all along to be a strong welterweight. So that's what you got. But shout out to Ryan on trying every little trick in the book to get an edge. Okay. And he got a huge edge, right? But what I want to say is, I hope this opens up other fighters to face so-called boogeymen. Take the chance. Sometimes you get really exciting fights, and it's all about the excitement. Devin Haney's cachet is going up. Ryan Garcia's cachet is going up. Devin Haney, I think, was paid about $20 million for this fight. That's probably his biggest paycheck ever. Ryan Garcia is going to get somewhere like 30, 40, 50 million. I think Ryan's getting paid more than he got paid for the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. So Ryan, and man, I can't wait for the pay-per-view numbers, because if the pay-per-view numbers are huge, because of just the way how the fight went and everything. If the pay-per-view numbers are huge, and we're talking about Ryan Garcia is definitely the star in boxing. Not even Canelo Alvarez did this in his second fight on pay-per-view. So Ryan will be the pay-per-view star. Now, the question will be, what will Ryan choose to do next? If he chooses to honor Devin Haney, give him a rematch at 147, good. If he chooses to, if Tank obliges him to fight him at 144, good. If you know, but my point anyway is this: Ryan has a lot of options because he faced Devin Haney, and everybody knows the cachet of Devin Haney and everything. So Ryan Garcia is beaten the best, no doubt about it, super lightweight in the division. He beat the best super lightweight in the division. The thing about it is, and he did it in quite emphatic style. He dropped him 3 times. You know what I mean? So his cachet is all up, well, the way up in the sky, you know. And he did it because he took the risk to fight the boogeyman, the real boogeyman, not Super Mateus. Super Mateus is not the boogeyman. Devin Haney was the boogeyman. Nobody wanted to face Devin Haney. Ryan raised his hand, and Ryan is rewarded for raising his hand. He got a lot of help to deal with the situation, because I didn't think he was ready for Devin Haney. I didn't think he was ready for him. But he used every little trick in the book, misdirection. He got into Devin Haney and Bill Haney's heads. He also was able to make Bill and Dev fight a fight that they that's not their thing. And that's what Floyd said. Floyd said, Devin Haney wasn't Devin Haney tonight. And he also said that Ryan, what did he say about Ryan? He said something about Ryan. Something about Ryan. He said that Ryan wasn't fighting like Ryan either, or something like that. But he was able to go Devin Haney into walking him down so he could counter him. And then the other thing is, even though that didn't really work out like that, Devin Haney actually hit Ryan, and then Ryan just started throwing a whole bunch of punches, right? That's the one thing he obeyed with Derrick James. Let your hands go. But Derrick James wanted him to let his hands go off the jab. He didn't do that. Nonetheless, my point is this: that because Ryan took that risk to face the boogeyman of 147, of 140, even though he came in with unfair advantages and all of that, having considered all of that, he was smart enough to be able to manipulate the situation, because Devin Haney, and they're thinking he's out of his mind. They're underestimating the cunning foxness of Ryan Garcia, and they did not put a rehydration clause on Ryan. He should have been weighing in the next. They should have put him under pressure, so he had to come in at least 10 pounds over the weight. They should have put that in stipulation somewhere there. They didn't do that. Ryan was able to balloon up to whatever. Oscar's saying they came in at the same weight. I don't know about that. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. To me, that could not possibly be. Ryan physically looked bigger than Devin Haney. So I don't know what he's talking about with weigh-ins that came in the same way. I don't know what he's talking about. But I do know Ryan Garcia was much bigger than Devin Haney when they came into the ring. His back was wider. His arms were twice Devin Haney's arms. Just go back and watch. He's much bigger than Devin Haney. It was like he was a different weight class to Devin Haney. And he's carrying this power. He's able to absorb the punishment that Devin Haney has. And he catches Devin Haney in the first round and rattles him. And clearly you would rattle a guy who's much smaller, and you're already a puncher. You're known as a puncher. So, I mean, Jose Luis Castillo, Diego Corrales all over again. Right? But he prepared. He had a game plan. He executed his game plan properly. He not perfectly like Derrick James wanted, but he still executed it sufficiently. Even though I tell you, Ryan Garcia is not as versatile as Devin Haney, clearly. Because the left hook was his major weapon. He had no other weapons. He was throwing the right hand, but that wasn't really, the thing. He jabbed every now and then, but his thing was the left hook. And he used it to his advantage because Devin Haney had thrown caution to the wind and he was just winging it with right hands and leaping left hooks. He was just winging it on Ryan Garcia like he wanted to beat him up. He wasn't respecting range. He wasn't respecting distance. He wasn't using his jab anymore to find range and distance. He wasn't using his lead hand to find Ryan Garcia. He didn't even know where he was. Sometimes he was in no man's land because of that. Devin Haney had unraveled in front of our eyes, and the skill and the technique and all the things he normally does, he didn't do for the majority of the fight. Not for the majority, for the entire fight. He usually is consistent, like he would consistently use the jab in the fight. He did not consistently use his jab. He stopped using his jab after the 6th round. Right after the 6th round, he the last punch he landed before he got dropped was a jab. But then Ryan went on the offensive, throwing just a whole bunch of flurries of shots, hoping that something would. He threw up like 4 hooks in a row, and the 4th hook hit Devin Haney. But when you look at it, Devin still didn't do what he was supposed to do with the jab. The jab's also a defensive weapon. It's not just an offensive weapon. And or with his lead hand, he didn't try to contain or restrict Ryan Garcia. He didn't try to close the distance even to get up close to him. He was just caught in no man's land. He didn't know where he was, and Ryan was able to land that left hook on him. And because you're trying to be the bully, sometimes your defense will be open, right? When you're trying to walk down a guy, your defense can be open. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Adrian Broner versus Marcus Maidana. It kind of reminded me of Adrian Broner versus Sean Porter, where a guy would start leaping at you, throwing a whole bunch of. But Sean Porter at least had shotgun jabs to push Broner back. In this case, Ryan wasn't using any jabs. He was just hooking. He'd lead with a hook. So because Devin Haney was so blindsided and always trying to get back Ryan after their drop down, didn't go well for him. But Ryan was able to pull off the victory. And I hope the younger boxers look at that and say, when you see somebody that look like a boogeyman, you just have to devise the proper game plan. You don't have to be the better boxer. You don't have to be the more skilled boxer. You don't have to have the better IQ. You just have to be smarter about your approach to things. So I encourage the younger boxers to do that, because you can have some great fights in which you'll win some, you'll lose some. But at least make the effort. It'll give you experience as well, and it'll build up your resume. You don't have to win every fight to have a great resume. You know, for those fighters who, and remember, all the fights give you experience that you can't get in sparring. So the more fights you can do, the better you can be, right? So I just advocate to all the boxers out there. You know, there's a lot of guys who hedge and hold, and they, like Tyson Fury right now, he's trying all kinds of things to get under Usyk's skin, but Usyk's not responding, and he's trying his best as well to figure out a strategy to beat Alexander Usyk. But I'm telling you right now, Usyk gonna whoop his ass. Usyk gonna whoop his ass. Bivol gonna whoop Bitterbiev's ass. I'm telling you now, I have confidence in these fighters. You know, even though I predicted Devin Haney would beat Ryan, I was always looking for ways for Ryan to get an edge, to make a competitive fight, and get a path to victory. And you guys saw I outlined path to victory for Ryan Garcia. I thought Ryan had to fight Devin dirty, but no, he got in Devin's head. And I began to realize that kind of coming down the stretch, we kind of knew that. And I remember Sean Porter saying he is expecting something to happen. But me personally, I kind of suspected that Ryan had a plan. I thought that Devin Haney and Bill Haney, you know, I even alerted Devin Haney and Bill Haney and Ryan and everybody. I alerted them to this. I was like, you know, they collaborating to come at you guys. So what you gonna do? You know, and in the fight, you know, Devin unraveled. He got tricked into fighting a fight he shouldn't have fought. And Devin even said he was not impressed with his performance because he knew he was trying to dog Ryan down and just started throwing punches instead of setting up his shots, staying behind the stick, pivoting and changing different angles. He was goaded into going at Ryan. And I can't believe he fell for it, but he fell for it. right? Now, in spite of all Ryan's advantages, he could not knock out Devin Haney. Not only that, but Devin Haney still kept the fight competitive and won the 12th round, in my opinion. So all of these things are very interesting. But I just want to invite the younger fighters. Don't ever stop being hungry. Don't ever stop testing yourself. It leads to very exciting fights. And Ryan is now, he's up there in the stratosphere because of that. So that's what I got to say. I'm what you need. You guys have a good one. Peace.